So I want to talk about the vulnerability of the extended mind, because keeping yourself hidden can only last so long, because reality demands to be respected. And the only way reality can truly be respected is by coming out. So come out of your mind, come out of the shell of your being, and everyone has a story. Everyone has a lesson to tell. So let it flow from you. Let your life lesson come out like a river. Don't hold back and don't overthink it. Just open up your heart and see what comes through, and see that you do have an inner channel within you. So the number one gift of the Theosophical Society, in my opinion, is not that they preserved so many religions and revitalized esoteric traditions. Not only that, they paved the way for independence for so many nations and helped to end the supremacy of imperialism. Not only did they help establish our modern day conception of human rights and anti-racism and anti-sexism and anti-homophobia, because the Theosophical Society, they delivered a new foundation in which we saw ourselves as common spiritual beings, and no longer this plague of discrimination could separate us. But that is the good side of it. For some reason, the Theosophical Society, for all its good, has caused all the bad. And I say this as someone who is born into it. That when all the pieces are laid out, when we look at the whole world and the progression of history, as a result of wanting so much good, so much bad happened. This was the curse of the Theosophical Society, is that we intended good, but we caused harm. And for that, I am deeply sorry, and I will take it upon myself to apologize on behalf of the Theosophical Society to the entire world. That this organization of mystics caused great harm. For that, I am deeply sorry. I'm deeply sorry for the harm that the Theosophical Society caused. Individuals that belong to the society are part of the society. You see? Because we are all one family. We must bear the consequences of the actions of our family members, because that allows us to be the bigger people in this difficult situation. So the greatest harm done, it's so multi-layered, but we all know the elephant in the room, and we all know that the Theosophical Society truly did pave the way for the rise of the Nazi Party. How much war, how much devastation, how much human rights violations could have been prevented if Helena Blavatsky never existed at all? I often wonder. But by the same stroke I see, would have slavery still continued under European imperialism upon all of the world? So, it's not up to us to play hypotheticals anymore, because they don't serve any higher purpose. All we can do is try to put the pieces together and see to what extent human rights violations fall on the doorstep of our temples. For any harm done by the Theosophical Society throughout our last almost 150 years of existence, I apologize. I apologize deeply. And I believe that we must come together more stronger as a community of theosophists. That we are all students of theosophy still. Because we know that there are so many redemptive qualities and principles and foundations within the theosophical movement that not all of it's bad. But real harm was done. And it's true that not enough accountability has taken place, and not enough public information is available. To what extent the Theosophical Society played a role in the rise of the Nazi Party? All of these questions, they're still on the table, and we still wonder how. We still wonder how. And perhaps it's because one of our own, Dora Kearns, one of our own, in fact, more than a mutant of a human, someone with true special abilities, perhaps was involved with darkness, with evil, that she was the superior of Hitler. It's all possible. It's possible that Dora was the early sponsor for Hitler and took in a homeless Hitler and brought him into Thule, and Thule propped him up as the poster child and the star. And that led to the German Worker Party, and that led to the Nazi Party, which led to the Holocaust. To what extent the Theosophical Society played a role? That was subversive. That's what I'm talking about. To what extent was it? We all know the National Socialism pulled the plug on theosophy. But the early days is what counts here. Those early moments of an early Hitler and an early Dora. Those are the moments that are really important if we need to know. Did Dora know Hitler? Is a question that I've often wondered. And I know the answer. Okay? So let us come together now. Let us come together stronger than ever. And let us have love for the Jewish people and for the state of Israel, and see that Zionism, it truly does save Jewish lives, because where else would those Jews go? Where else? Jews are not safe in so many countries. There are actually countries where there are 0 Jews. And somehow, Israel exists, and that is a divine miracle. That was divine intervention, because God does care about Jews, and God does care about Christians, and God cares about Muslims. God cares about everyone. So, we must continue to investigate to what extent the Theosophical Society paved the way for the Holocaust. That is a question that will remain. And if Dora was the superior of Hitler, then we can see that there are more questions